Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. Today is March 13th of 2025, and Life News just actually it's Operation Rescue. Just let everybody know that Planned Parenthood is making up for killing all those black women by killing the second white girl in a row. Operation Rescue is currently looking into the death of an 18-year-old girl who died from complications of an abortion at the Fort Collins, Colorado Planned Parenthood. Um, Young woman named Alexis went by the nickname Lexi. Her grandparents, who were evidently her emergency contacts, described her as kind, caring, and responsible. She had just moved out of the family home into her own apartment, but shortly after the move, she sought care for a urinary tract infection and learned that she was 22 weeks pregnant. Now, according to what Operation Rescue has been able to gather so far, Lexi arrived at the Fort Collins Planned Parenthood on February 6th of this year. Planned Parenthood estimated that she was 20 weeks pregnant. However, she had from what I can gather, a distant relation, Dr. Carrie Kaysen, who was, I'm guessing, a PhD in pharmacology. The closer family members contacted her asking how in the world Lexi could have died after this abortion. And she was the one who presented that actually Lexi had been 22 weeks pregnant. Now, the Fort Collins Planned Parenthood website indicates they only do abortions in their facility up to 19 weeks and 6 days. And this is a management choice since Colorado law places zero restrictions on abortion. Lexi could have walked in active labor, and legally they could have done an abortion if they wanted to. So it's unclear why they did an abortion on her if she was past their usual cutoff. Lexi's grandparents hadn't even known about the pregnancy. They weren't contacted until after their granddaughter was at the hospital, and her grandfather watched as doctors did everything they could to save her, including multiple doses of epinephrine and 7 liters of blood, but she died as he just stood by and watched helplessly. So Lexi had evidently suffered an amniotic fluid embolism. That's when amniotic fluid, which can also contain fetal cells and, in an abortion, actual pieces of the fetus, gets into the bloodstream. And this triggered disseminated intravascular coagulation, DIC, a clotting disorder. This can cause massive, uncontrolled bleeding from even minor breaks in the skin, organs, and blood vessels. I want to make a typo here. And it is absolutely vital that anybody providing care to pregnant women, which would include abortion facilities, be very alert to the possibility of DIC and be ready to respond promptly, because this has up to a 60% death rate. It can very rapidly kill if you aren't aware what the problem is and take proper action. And Dr. Kaysen testified that Lexi didn't receive the urgency of care that would be required in order to have a chance to survive this condition. Instead, she got the silent siren treatment. And she said that Lexi's grandparents had relayed to her that Planned Parenthood staff admitted that they had delayed calling an ambulance, which we saw in the case of Tanya Reeve. They dragged their feet for over 4 hours before they called an ambulance for her, and by the time they got her to the hospital, it was too late to save her. So, and Operation Rescue also noted other cases of women sent to the emergency room after abortions at the Fort Collins Planned Parenthood. So if you are watching this on Rumble, you can follow down below to a companion post that has plenty of links with lots of information. If you're on YouTube, sorry, YouTube makes you jump through too many hoops to be able to post outside links anymore. But I'll keep you updated on how they managed to kill this young woman, and I will link below 2 other cases of Planned Parenthood deaths.